Hello and welcome back to Always Off Brand. I am your co-host Summer Jubileer along with Scott Oshman.
Good morning, Summer.
Good morning. What's new, Scott? Any more facials?
No facials, no shaving, no nothing. I just got back from lovely Bryan, Ohio, the home of Candyland, Spangler Candy. It was fantastic. I lucked out because at home where we live, it was just dumping rain. We had like 17 atmospheric rivers, Pineapple Express. I don't know. It was like a really good shower apparently for days. And it was beautiful in Bryan, Ohio.
Yep. You know, talking about the weather, still just as boring now as it was a year ago when we talked about weather.
We don't talk about weather.
We don't talk about weather.
Would you like to have medical things?
No, I want to get to our guest today because she's only got a little bit of time. And
I know.
So much to talk about.
Haley Brucker, the news, is going to join us here just in a few. She's running tardy. Okay, can you just pub the last week's show? Scott Wingo, Danny Silverman.
Oh, we want to talk about it? We want to talk about it? That was a good show. Listen, if you don't get past the opener, I understand.
Yeah, it's the 7 minutes we've been hoping for after 5 years, 280 episodes.
But what's amazing is the predictions we were talking about. What is Amazon going to do? They're not claiming any AI. And then bam, literally right after we do the show, hasn't even come to the podcast network yet. And what happens? What does Amazon say?
Oh, yeah. Hey, OpenAI, let's do a deal. Let's do some business.
They did. So listen to that episode because the other thing with the episode that's interesting is we take a tour of a brand that, none of us can pronounce the name correctly. So you should
Glossier.
Just go
it's Glossier.
Is it Glossier? Because I was getting vibes that someone said it was Glossier and I don't know what to do.
Okay.
So anyways, you can see on YouTube how ChatGPT is integrating with brands to be able to do a seamless checkout right on chat, which is so exciting.
It is actually cool. Scott Wingo comes on, he breaks into the show and he hey, breaking news. The reason I'm late is because there's now a live Shopify with variations on ChatGPT.
I love it.
So, talking about live breaking news, let's get into our guest, shall we? Let's start the music. Let's get it going here. Oh, yeah. Let it sink in. Get her up on the YouTube stage. YouTube at Always Off Brand, by the way, if you're wondering. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our guest today, all our little potters at E-Tail, we bump into each other. They're so awesome. They're so friendly. They're amazing. But this woman, just sit down, ladies and gentlemen, a former Amazon marketing executive, now consultant extraordinaire, Bueno & Co. She interviews people. She has her own pod, Evolve Commerce Club. She's just another badass. Ladies and gentlemen, Edilsa Bueno.
Wow, Scott. That was incredible. I can't with you. I saw this live, but actually getting it for myself, I feel honored.
We try to do, and guess what? Meet Haley Brucker in the news, just joining the program, busting in. Meet Edilsa.
Hi, good morning.
I moved into my new apartment in San Diego. And so you're finding me from the floor of my apartment because I haven't figured out where to put my desk. And so it's been this kind of angle. I'm on my coffee table. I'm trying to find the light. I tried to film a podcast at 4 p.m. and that was the wrong thing to do during daylight savings because the light started to come down on my face. Yeah, it's been, so you're finding me, pretty comfortable at least.
Edilsa, how did we meet?
Let's talk about Scott. That's what we're all here for.
Exactly. This is for you, but it's really about me. This is what he's telling me. So E-Tail Palm Springs last year was actually my first big conference that I went to. Even at Amazon, when I was running marketing strategy, we kind of stayed in our in-house. We did you don't really go out to the conference circuit so as I became a consultant, I was like, I want to meet more people, have more peers to collide with. And as I launched my podcast, that was my first time going through and Scott helped lend a hand while me and my assistant were clueless setting up the podcast.
That's right.
I'm still learning what equipment you take on the go. And you and Scott have like this whole setup when you guys go to places. And I'm just like, should I have this setup? Like, what's going on here? And mine is very bare bones. But even with that, you have the Wi-Fi going on. Is it in and out? Do you go local or not?
Yeah.
I'm still learning all these permutations of questions, but he was there lending us a helping hand while we were clueless.
He's the best.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But I bring like an extension cord and a power. I bring all this extra stuff.
You bring a suitcase.
I do. I bring a suitcase, and everybody's like, do you have an extension cord? I'm like, got you. Us Potters, we got to help each other out.
It's the Jewish in you. You have to pack everything you could possibly need. You can't help it. It's ingrained.
Always got to have extra goodies. Got to have extra stuff. All right. What else you want to talk about? I mean, let's.
Well, I'm curious your thoughts on. I mean, you were at Amazon for a while. Obviously, Amazon's in the news with layoffs, and it's been crazy with the seniority of people that they're letting go. What have you been hearing, and what are your thoughts on what Amazon's up to?
Yeah, I feel like that first round of layoffs, what was it like? I think if I think of that, I was part of ShopBob, which is a subsidiary of Amazon, and they were spared of any layoffs.
Were they?
You just felt. I just remember the weight of the day, the human cost. I had a person who had just transferred from ShopBob into their dream role at Amazon Fashion. And it was just a month before and then got laid off. So you leave a secure position to something that you thought was secure and then it wasn't. And then I had an HR recruiter who I was really close to, single dad, 4 kids, and he was getting offered voluntary leave. It just feels a lot of weight, and you can feel it at the company. And as you go now and you see more, you're just like, struck by how quickly AI is hitting businesses left and right. And I think the middle management disposal is interesting to me just because I think the big thing that AI is supposed to replace is just all those routine tasks, if you call it, the execution tasks. Managers aren't typically associated with the routine automated tasks. You're still managing a team. And so when you go, when you're thinking of that and what AI is supposed to eliminate, you don't think of management as part of the elimination factor. There's supposed to be the creativity that's part of it. So that's been a surprise as I continue to see just the layoffs and just how they continue to hint at more. I think they threw out 500,000 being how many people they will lay off over time with AI. And that's almost a third of their workforce. It's huge. And so I think that human costs and with an already lean organization that Amazon is known for, becoming even leaner. I think it's interesting.
I'd be curious. I was talking to my husband about this. He's at Microsoft, which has also been doing layoffs. We have Meta doing layoffs. We have Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson.
Yep. UPS.
Some of these tech companies, though, if we focus on tech, I'm not very familiar with Amazon's incentive plan to keep people. I do remember when I was applying there, like you get this 2-year bonus, and after 2 years, like if you stayed for 2 years, you wouldn't have to pay it back if you left. At Microsoft, it's the stock bonus that pays out over 5 years. But now I'm wondering how incentivizing is that for a new employee who feels like they're doing, I don't know if I'll be here in 6 months. Like job security doesn't feel secure anymore. So I wonder, do companies need to start thinking differently in how they recruit and what their incentive plans are? Because I don't know if I'll be at Microsoft for 5 years. So yeah, like it's great to get this bonus, but if I only get 20% every year, like it's not that much and I may not be here.
Well, and okay, a big point I want to insert this point here is just bouncing off the Amazon thing. A lot of those mid-management were vendor managers.
Yep.
They are responsible for the P&Ls. The P&Ls have had a major hit this year because of tariffs and how customers or the other vendors are implementing those cost increases. They're kind of butting heads and having a hard time, the brand and the vendor manager, getting these cost increases implemented. So their P&Ls are taking a hit. I think that has a big part of that is a big factor, if I can get my words right here,
Mhm.
of those mid-management in that particular department. Now I can't speak for
I don't
necessarily
know.
the
I
other
don't
department.
think so. The brands pay for those people.
But
You're
some are, if
paying
they
to have
can't
that
get their
team.
cost increases implemented, a lot of them are either exiting vendor or like slimming down their SKU count so that vendor manager doesn't have as much revenue to manage, right?
It
I
was
don't know,
across
Scott.
it was across the board. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ad team took
The ad
massive
team.
hits.
That's what I was going to say. Ad team.
Actually, in the retail
team,
side,
yeah.
I had again, dear friend who was in the training kind of HR part of the seller side, the marketplace side, been there 5+ years. Again, it was widespread. It was 14,000, I think, total at the end of the day. But then they had
This round,
previous
yeah.
ones.
Right.
But
And then for the recruiting too, like I don't think I don't think companies are hiring as much right now. A lot of people
no.
are in these just hiring freezes. And what's frustrating for, some people that are applying for jobs and
Listener
looking for
Haley has
things
her
right
hand
Who
now.
is growing for you? Like you're just like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
also it's getting more competitive for those in the Amazon space because now we have ex-Amazon on resumes that's flooding the job market or the candidate market. And all these companies are freezing because they're unsure of their finances and what Q4 is going to look like. And there's just all this uncertainty across the board. So it's just this odd pause, I feel like, that no one really knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think everything is just happening all at once, and I feel I love AI and everything that it stands for, but it's almost kind of are they happening too fast? Like I had a client in beauty who when I went on and was consulted to almost evaluate did they have the right CRM vendor, and it was sold as AI powered everything. You email, chat, SMS.
Right.
You could automate your dashboard, and 6 months in, they hadn't done anything with it because they didn't know what to do with the manpower. Their team wasn't ready, and so I feel the same thing is happening here with Amazon. Is you take away what you call the fat, but you're really taking away the meat still from what you need. And it reminds me of Klarna. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago they like laid off these people because they're like we want to optimize customer operations and support with these AI tools. Then they had to hire them back because it didn't. They realized that the service dropped off. And so I just think that there's just a lot of things, foundational things that are being skipped, even as a company who is, I mean, Amazon owns everything. I mean, everyone's on Amazon Prime. Even as they optimize for the short-term ROI, like you still feel like there's got to be something you're going to be burned off by this service aspect of it all. And
100%. Totally agree.
It's coming. In my opinion, it's coming.
What do you think? What is it going to look like, Scott?
They've overreacted because every boardroom and every C-suite and every whatever, all these people do is they talk to their little compadres, wherever that is, their little community. And it's like, oh, so-and-so is just, all the tech companies, the Mag 7 and the whatever that's blowing up is basically like, I can grow 20%. And used to be, if I had to grow 20%, I had to tell my board I had to hire 10% more people. Now it's like, I can grow 20% and keep the same labor pool, or I can even decrease it because AI is it's a cost center. So I think they've overreacted. The hype cycle is still there, and it's slowly come back. Now, my favorite word for all these things is confluence, because there's all these confluences of different stuff happening that converges into the perfect storm of tariffs, economic suicide, all the demand. You mess with demand, and this is what happens. And then the shutdown. I mean, nobody had that on their bingo card, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're a month into the freaking shutdown. Now airlines are going to be shut down, right? You don't think they employ millions and millions of people? I mean, these are just economic dominoes. I guess you want to know how I really felt. But let's get into marketing and fashion, because I mean, Bueno & Co, man, you guys have some highfalutin freaking clients. I mean, holy mackerel. These are big name in fashion. I'm fascinated your take on what's going on in e-commerce and fashion.
Yeah. I feel like the most fun part of being a consultant is I was at Fortune 500 companies like Amazon, Gap, Bloomingdale's, but what it's also opened up is like the actual innovative companies that are growing. So the beauty retailers who are trying to go from 2 stores to 50, wellness streaming platforms. So it's really allowed me to play. And what I wanted to do as a consultant is have new problems to solve, and the new problems like AI and how do you build communities, and how do you build customer-centric orgs, and I'm obsessed with customers and getting them what they want. And I feel it's been an interesting year as you go through. Obviously we were all talking about AI at the end of last year, and it was interesting for me. I took a year off after. So a journey before consultant is I took a year off after 2023 and traveled for a bit before I started my own consulting firm. And I came back, and all of a sudden this Chat GPT thing had come out. And I was like, what is this? Like, I was talking about the metaverse when I left Amazon, and now I'm talking about Chat GPT. And now it's just become the common stay, and it's everywhere, right? Which is crazy. But I think almost what I've noticed with clients, and I'm sure you guys have noticed with just stories in the industry, is just these experiences that we're supposed to be smarter, they feel cold to people, like I had, a client set up their chat box, and it was available in the hours humans weren't available. And that was a no-go for customers. They were just like, I need to talk to somebody. And I think that's just where it's getting interesting. And I think it's less about becoming more human, but like, I've been trying to figure out what is it that people are looking for human. And I don't think it's so much connection. I think it's actually friction that people are looking for now.
Hold on.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's so you're becoming so I what I'm seeing is that a lot of the things that customers are getting bored of is all these AI tools and automation tools are meant to be pleasant. They're meant to like keep you engaged. They have some EQ, but it's to build you up. And part of the human experience is challenge. And being surprised, and I think that is what I feel like there's an appetite for now and that's why I think some of the Chat GPT and Gemini tools have even plateaued in their use right now. Is that people are really searching for just that friction and that real relatability. I think Stitch Fix, which is a styling company, had to put back in their personal stylist after they saw a 13% drop in customers.
They turned to AI for that. They did like a Cher Horowitz closet and just AI'd it. Interesting.
What's the other one? What's the other one? I saw her actually. What's the other rent clothing? My daughter used this.
No. Or Thread Up, I think is one.
No.
A Daily.
No.
Newly. Yeah, I did Newly.
Newly.
I didn't like Newly.
She loves it.
I got one box and was like, eh.
She loves it.
Yeah. But do you guys remember like Starbucks this year just brought back the Sharpie? It's like that imperfection. You're actually not looking for that ticket on the coffee cup that says your name. You're looking for your name maybe misspelled. And so I think that's like interesting as you like go through this experience of AI, is that, I think people are so obsessed with personalization and being perfect and getting everything automated, but it's almost that humanity that people are looking for. And I don't think it's just so much connection. I think it's just, are you a glitch in the matrix? Am I seeing something different? And so I'm seeing a lot of clients like now beginning to search for those moments of surprise, for the moments that remind people that we are real. And that's inherently what AI being so efficient doesn't get at.
Damn!
I had no idea Stitch Fix got rid of their stylist and went AI and lost sales.
You didn't even mean to. You didn't even mean to, but that's a hot take right there. That's a hot take.
Yeah, hot take.
That is. I used to love Stitch Fix. I did that all the time.
Especially after I had my kids. I was like, I'm never shopping again.
I did Stitch Fit. Well,
you did. I remember.
You're
in my
one of
life
the customers. Wow.
His daughters made him do it, but it did work.
Okay, I need to know, how did they get you in? Because I'm always curious about when the non-core demographic is almost kind of brought into somewhere.
This is how things work. My wife said, you gotta up your game and they were doing Stitch Fix. And so they basically put together a whole thing. My daughter's got into it and they basically did it for me. But I'm also, the other thing is I'm a huge clothes guy. Like if I had nothing but money, look out. Like I go
There
shopping.
would be signs.
What's that?
So there would be signs.
There would be signs. I'd be like, I love clothes. I love it. So I was kind of in, I was keen to it. But anyway, yeah, I think it's all hype, man. It's all overhyped. We live in the bubble on the Linky, on everything else. It's grabbing headlines. It's the only reason. I mean, Scott Galloway had a great point. He goes, if it wasn't for AI, we might be in a recession because the stock market would have literally nothing to do and no money be invested. But I just think it's gonna calm down. It's gonna get kickback. To your point, people want to actually engage with other human beings.
Yep. And I think also that the types of humans that they want to engage with is also another thing I've noted this past year. And I'm curious if you guys have felt the same, even in like who you follow on LinkedIn or Instagram or anything else. But obviously, like there was this huge macro influencers were the big thing that you followed, and then it was okay. They need to be smaller.
10,000 followers.
10,000. I feel like even as I'm going through right now and helping with a product launch for a brand, the appetite is for not even 10,000. They want like the people who cause movements. So they might not have 10,000 people, but they're the people in your community that like knock the door and give you applesauce, and then will like plant a little seed and then say like, hey, like, didn't you hear about that over there? Like, you should really go sign up. And so like we obviously with the San Diego market, you're looking at like surfers. Those are the people who are in all the boards and all the communities. And you're looking for those movers. And so I feel like now it's like this almost like kind of niche authority that I'm building into a lot of these marketing plans. It's not these like 10,000 or K followers, but it's who is causing movements so that by the time we need a community built, there'll be energy, there'll be realness, there'll be authenticity built around it. And so I think that's going to be like huge going into next year, and people are, as they invest in affiliate programs and who they target will be huge. And I love that coming from like the likes of Selena Gomez. And when she like stood up, I think I'm a big Selena Gomez fan. Yes, I am a millennial. I love her. And she talked about, we don't want real models. We want real people. So it goes back to, again, this kind of who you want to connect with over time. Right.
I feel though like trends change. I worked with fashion's a really strong word, but they sold clothes and they tested.
They sold clothes. Okay.
They sold clothes and they tested their models because they were a plus size woman's apparel, but their models weren't plus size. And I kept going, why won't you guys do that? Why is your website, doesn't like in your ads, like these aren't plus size women. They said, well, we tested with plus size and our conversion rate went down.
Right.
But now I feel like the pendulum's flipping the other way and people want to see the more real. So I feel like it's just the trends. There's, for a long time, the trend was, and I'm really curious your thoughts on this. Gen Z wants the real brand. They want the brands who are giving back. They want the brands who have an identity. They want brands who really know their consumer. Do you think that's still happening now, or are you seeing any sort of shift?
I think yes, especially right now where, but I think it's behind the curtain. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like engagement on Instagram has gone completely down. And I think they're trying to address it in different ways, but people don't even like things anymore. The way that you see engagement is on shares or on reposts. And so so it's a very different way of seeing it. So what I'm trying to say is Gen Z, a younger generation, is not really seeing validation on a post, if that makes sense. And so again, it goes back to what I'm saying. It's behind the hood. It's your friend, your circle of trust that's really being the influencer. And so they are, I mean, for generations, people have been value driven we had our own boomers had their own back when they weren't boomers and they were the equivalent of Gen Z. I think that's just a story of time. And I think what retailers have to balance is how do you lean into Gen Z without just completely becoming alienated 60% of your other core. And I think that's where nostalgia has really bridged the gap. Marketing is just like that. I feel like that feels better to me than completely saying, I'm all about sustainability. I'm all about this and all about clean and all. I think that people can kind of see through fake values, which have been a lot of what Gen Z has been pushing.
Fantastic. Let's take a quick break. We got more with Edilsa Bueno. She's doing all kinds of stuff. She's on webinars. She's out there. You've heard the hot takes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more in there when we come back.
Hi, this is Danny Silverman from Silverstream Consulting and the weekly writer of the Weekly E-Commerce Review on the Always Off-Brand podcast.
And we are back with the wonderful Edilsa Bueno. Edilsa, before we took a break, we were talking a little bit about personalization and how brands need to be more authentic with it. And that can really start from your marketing tech stack. So can you talk a little bit about some options? We use the word CRM a lot, customer relationship management. What does CRM stand for?
Yeah,
What?
you got it.
Good.
You got it. You got it.
All right.
Acronyms. I know you guys have an acronym game, so you got this one. Yeah.
Yay. So fill us in a little bit about.
That's your first win.
I know. Last time we played the game, I was like, are we talking like ecom, like acronyms, or are we talking everyday life acronyms? And the guy on there was just like, boom, 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 killed me. Anyways, let's get into CRM and some tools and how it can help you to keep your personalization and help you really bring in customers and keep the customers.
So I'm going to say I have a complicated relationship with CRMs right now. And it's because everyone is so hyper focused on, no pun intended, but hyper personalization. It's like, how can we get one-to-one at the moment, and things that you would think would make your life easier. But I think in this kind of age of AI, like people just want not a broken experience. They want consistency. They want reliability. They want something that's predictable. And so I feel right now, so many of their CRMs are too complicated. You know, they're just that. I mean, and so with an art gallery that I had this year, I made it a point actually to use something that was a little bit more plug and play. It was automated in the back end, but not the front experience. So the customer was still getting their intended handwritten notes from their sales associates, but it made it easier for the sales associate to know when is it time to reach out, you know? And so one of those is Endear. So that I really love as a clienteling solution. It's it helps you map, but it's easy to use and it requires less development out of the gate.
Endear is the tool.
Endear is the tool. Yeah. And for me, it just, they know they're hyper-focused part of CRM clienteling. So they know the use case very well, and they've developed an app that's about it, but with flexibility that allows you to deliver not necessarily personalization, but consistency to the customer, which I think is even more important as you go out. That's really the most personal thing you can do, is just to make people happy along the way. I know what to expect from you, and you're going to give me what I need. And so I've loved. So I think that the clutter of more and more CRMs coming out, I wish that there was a little bit they were more surgical in what the customer needed and not overcomplicated. And so I still love the Klaviyo's of the world for email and SMS. Again, understand the problem, make the solution, don't overcomplicate. And so those are a few things like I always have with customers, is thinking about ease of plug and play and adoption by their team, which is what I had, which I won't name, the tool that did not go well with for one of my clients, but it became too complicated. They were, trying to put everything in CRM in one tool. and their goal was centralization, but then it created a broken experience. So I think that's one of the big things that as I look for things that I'm trying to, and I end up being the vehicle for it, which I love for clients of marketing tech stack solutions.
Yeah. You know what?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Please.
But I think over time, like I shouldn't be. I think, in the sense that I always think about there's very formulaic questions and I understand those questions that are out there. And that's why I'm hired for this problem. But if I could codify my questions or typical consultants' questions and just be able to make this more plug and play again for the client, where right now sometimes their first go is ChatGPT, and they'll ask ChatGPT for their marketing tech stack solution, but they don't have the right questions, right?
Right. The prompt.
Yeah, I am the prompt. I know the right question to ask. And so I think I think if there could be a better RFP process that's, I feel like, which is eternally broken.
It is.
You might want to just change your website, and that's just you just go on there. I am the prompt.
I am the prompt.
I am the prompt.
Boom, boom.
That's fantastic. See, I think personalization is a crock of crap. I think we've tried to do it right and we've sucked at it, and we overdo it, then we underdo it, then we don't really know.
You have to be consistent.
Yeah, but my biggest, honestly, the thing I'm most excited about is actually, I think AI will finally bring true personalization to consumers. It has the ability to do that because it can emulate what we all want when we go into a store. Would we get the right person who asks us the open-ended, what are you doing? How are you thinking? Whatever. And they guide us. And that to me is the personalization. You figure out the when right there, you figure out what's going on, and then you guide them. So I actually think personalization has been fine, but I just don't think it's been great. And I don't know. Do you think that's a potential?
That you're told versus being guided to the
No, basically especially on online e-com, you could get in a situation where this is the agent. The whole thing of the agent is, I'm actually emulating an experience like walking into a store, more so with a very good salesperson that understands, who's trying to get me in the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think the guiding process, I sometimes, my friends always make fun of me because when things are on sale, I never buy it. And it's because I'm being told to buy it. I know it's what I want, but I'm being told to buy it right now. And so I will always, that the guidance part that you talked about, which is, I like to be guided instead. You know what I like, but you're giving me optionality, and I'm making the choice.
Yeah, well, you're in luck, Edilsa, because I do think 2026 will have way less sales.
Beautiful. Calling my name, spending more money. Yeah.
See, but is this because you just know too much, Edilsa? Is this because
I
you're
coming? I'm like, okay, I just know too much. I know what you're doing.
I know this is a constant joke with my wife. I got it was 30% off, and I'm like, yeah, it was double stickered. It was probably like the margin was 80%. They put it down 30, so now they're making 50.
Hey, as long as you feel good.
Exactly, you feel good. You got a good deal.
Take away her joy. Stop that.
Well,
but also like sometimes you're like begin to suspect, like, because I know too much, and I think when things are put on sale is because they're over inventoried, and I'm like, why is it over inventoried?
Yeah.
Like,
I would love
like it anymore. Should I be liking something new? I love
conspiracy. I love it. Well, and also you were at the Gap, right?
Yeah. Yes,
and
I was.
The Gap, you don't buy anything full price there.
No,
so you're
that was always engineered, and I knew when the sale started and how why the full-time price window was and by when. So I mean that makes it fun that you kind of know.
Yeah.
I do think sales are changing now, where they are becoming more one-to-one, and I can see it in the way what's public and what's not. beyond the sale window. So I've gotten some sales during what I conventionally would have thought would be a full-time price window. And I'm like, oh, things are changing. They know that this is my pattern of buy. And even though September is typically a full price month, they're still giving me the discount because it's my time to buy. What I would say is my number one product, SkinCeuticals Vitamin C Serum. Everyone should buy it. They should pay me.
Well, hey, September's when Microsoft pays out their bonuses.
Yeah.
Good time to have a sale. People want to go spend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think going back to your original point, Scott, like I do appreciate the more guidance. And it's just maybe because I know why all the data that's being fed by the time I get a recommendation. I'm like, oh, you know me too well. You're encouraging my behavior. Do I like that? I don't know.
I love the fact that you're contrarian and you rage against the marketing machine, and then you put on the other marketing consultant hat, and you're like, "Yeah, this is how we do it.
This is how we do it."
That's
but it's also why I've been pushing those more authentic experiences at the end of the day, because I want for people to feel like they're part of something and not being sold something.
There you go. Boom. That's a juicy nugget. Being part of something and not being sold something. We give juicy nuggets there.
Yeah.
That's a good $2 right there, don't you think?
$2. Oh my God. Thank you.
It's a $2.
I'll have to strive for 3 next time.
You want to play a keyword game?
Sure.
We're rusty. I mean, it's been a long time since we've done the keyword game.
It has.
Let's
do it. We've got a few minutes.
All right. The game show sweeping the country and also the globe. We're big in Australia right now.
Big.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come back. We're big. We have like six downloads, I think, in the last 2 years. What's that keyword when we come back?
This is Jeff Cohen, Chief Business Development Officer with Sky, and you're listening to Always Off Brand.
Finally, a game show nerdier than an Excel V lookup. It's time for What's That Keyword? Here's your host, Haley on the news.
Oh, all right. Our fabulous guest stuck around to play another fabulous game of What's That Keyword? All right. Since you're new here, I'm going to lay down the rules. Okay. I'm going to give you a product that is sold on Amazon.com. And you have to guess the keyword or keyword phrase that converted for this product. Just a little tip, it might be outside of the box. All right. Your first product is a long, scrunchy keychain.
Are you okay? It's a long scrunchy.
Long, stretchy keychain.
There could be a phrase.
Stretch. I said scrunchy.
Scrunchy keychain, like the hair scrunchy.
And none of those that you just said could be part of the keywords that are listed.
It can. You could just say scrunchy.
Now, I don't know. Should we show the screen, Haley? This seems
not yet.
No, because the title of the product will give it away.
Yeah.
Oh, it would give it away. I'm gonna say scrunchy though, because that's like distinctive.
Okay, you're wrong. Summer?
Multi-purpose hair tie.
Nope, another wrong one.
I gotta get the
out of the box, Scott. Out of the box. Come on, go back to when you had to do your daughter's hair.
I will. Lost my keys.
Dog leash.
Scott was sort of onto something. I was. He didn't win. Don't get excited, everyone. But I was looking for stretchy keychain, or no, I'm sorry, stretchy lanyard. Stretchy lanyard. I said long, scrunchy keychain.
Lanyard.
Okay, yeah, everybody wears a lanyard now. The lanyard situation.
I was using dog leash at one point, which kind of goes together.
Yeah.
That looks like a dog leash.
I just bought myself a lanyard because I'm going to a trade show next week, and I feel like I need to be this cool person that has like my badge around my neck. So I just bought one of these. It's top of mind. No, I didn't buy the scrunchy one. Don't get excited.
Did you? Are you buying one because you want to customize your lanyard? Like for this?
It has to be cool.
Are you gonna bedazzle it?
High fashion. Maybe. Like I love this idea. Do you have an always off-brand one that you guys?
No, we need one.
We
need
totally need one.
Maybe we get a sponsor first, then maybe
Yeah.
merch.
Yes.
All right. Let's get this PowerPoint presentation back on track. Your next product is an outdoor cooking pot.
Oh,
It's a big
Things I
outdoor
don't do.
cooking pot.
Oh, like where you deep fry something. Like where you, what
Big
is that?
outdoor cooking pot.
I know what I'm doing.
Grill?
I know,
mean,
don't-
that's not a pot. That's not a pot. But I'm like,
Scott, don't you have a client that does this?
I did at one point, yes.
Fire
Scott.
disc. I remember that.
yeah.
Fire Disc, we've had Bayou Classic, we've had a lot of different ones,
Wait,
yes.
you have to give
You
a
want me
guess,
to
Scott.
guess?
You go first. You have the most experience, it sounds like.
Cooking crawdads.
No, you're wrong. Summer, Edilsa?
All right. I will say a witch's pot.
Oh, that's
I mean, we
pretty
did
good.
come out of Halloween, but
I
you're
was
wrong.
giving you know what? That's one of the most creative guesses you've ever had in 4 years, 5
That
years.
is a good one.
The only thing I can think of who would use like a crock pot, like an oversized crock pot.
Oh,
Outdoor
a wok,
crock
a
pot.
wok. What about a wok, like a Chinese wok? No. Okay.
No, it's okay. We can tell y'all don't cook outside. I was looking
No.
for turkey fryer.
Turkey
oh, you know what?
I
I
don't
should have
have-
gotten that.
Look,
These are some of the
Oh, 'cause
top selling.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
I should have got that.
Exactly. Scott, I
I
thought you
did
like,
say a chicken fryer at the beginning, I think.
you
but
did,
it
and I
wasn't
thought
the
you were
chicken.
onto something. But all
Fudge.
right, you
Yeah.
know that was Turkeys of Fun, and we'll be right back with the news.
This is Destiny with Sean from Better Media, and you are listening to the Always Off Brand podcast.
That's all been fun and games. But it's that time, the time America has been waiting for. It's time for the news.
I feel like we should have a sound clip of James Corden going hot off the press. See, I'm awful with accents, which is
No,
why
you're not. No, you're not. It's absolutely lovely.
I know in his British
Say
fabulous
hot
accent.
off of the press.
All right, hot
It
off the
sounds
press
so much more polite, you know?
in my Southern accent.
Yeah,
here.
why don't you kick in the big Southern drawl? That's what we want out of you.
I worked really hard to hide it, Scott.
No, we
This
need
is
more
true.
Southern drawl from you, Haley Brucker.
This is true, Haley.
Yeah.
Wait,
want
you want more?
Yes,
I
I
can
want
give it to
thick.
you.
You want deep.
Please.
thick. Can
You
you
know-
do this newscast in that, please?
Hot off the Southern press, Meta has reportedly earned 10% of its 2024 ad revenue from scams and fraudulent ads. Holy smokes. 10% is about $16 billion.
I want to say I'm surprised, but like I'm not.
I'm not surprised at all. It's just like the whole Russian bots, the Chinese bot, the whatever, the bad bots. I'm not surprised. Meta is like the other spawn of all evil. I mean, they have caused a lot of problems. Zuckerberg is just, come on, man, what are we doing?
You know, financial institutions are held liable for their illegal revenues,
Yeah, after the
whatever.
crash,
Summer, you
after-
just said it before we started recording. But why can't the tech companies be held reliable for this too?
Yeah, it's interesting. So this guy comes out, this whistleblower, Arturo Bear. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's an engineer from Facebook, and he testified at Congress that they ignored
Yeah.
it, that they knew this was happening. They ignored
Yeah.
it. 1 in 4 users on Facebook and Instagram encounter these monthly. And honestly, like
Yeah.
Facebook, come on, that's our parents getting scammed.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure, because
exactly.
that's the average age group now using Facebook.
Yeah.
Is those
But they-
older boomers.
No, I'm not a boomer. Let's just
I know
make
you're not a
sure.
boomer. But yeah, so it's e-commerce schemes, illegal gambling, banned medical products are part of this bucket. What the hell? Like banned medical products showing up in paid advertising? How
Yeah.
many people do you think clicked on that? Obviously, at least 16 billion. Like
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to our conversation with Edilsa, which is automation, and we're automating too much. And their system, when you load an ad and when you become an advertiser on Facebook, it's automated, and there's not a lot of checks and balances on it. So I'm not surprised. I think it's good. I mean, these things have to happen in order for us to create any sort of regulations.
Well,
So
how do y'all think that the brands should start protecting themselves in this like saturated, kind of unauthentic
Good
space?
luck. Is
Right.
my
Like, how
advice.
do you make
You
yourself
can't, because
trustworthy and relevant and explore all of these?
well, this is why people like to buy direct from the brand's website.
But do they? Or do they just go to Facebook or Amazon in their feed?
No,
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Scott.
I mean, it depends on what it is, but D2C is doing just, I mean, it's not whatever. I think the poor Summer, you had the point. They're automating all this stuff. And again, we work with our ad manager. They're taking more hands off the wheel of the ad manager to actually drive and direct proper audiences. We get all the time. And I'm sure you guys do, Summer. I'm sure your people, your teams and teams of people deal with this. Is their brand governance is broken all the time because AI is automated, Meta's automated, and you get these AI funky videos, AI statics that aren't actually approved by the brand, and it's a babysitting, a policing thing. It drives us crazy.
Yeah, I've seen
it. It's just the beginning of that. It's just there's just more and more shit that automation is not, I don't know. I go back and forth. I'm a train wreck as usual.
Oh, I know. Well, we'll see if they get fined. I'm sure the FTC is going to start investigating this and trying to figure it out. But what ground? Like, is there a law? I don't know the answer to that. Like,
I think that's what they're trying to create, right? So they're trying to create some sort of regulatory system around this. So, okay, this is what's happening. The government, I mean, Congress is involved now, so there needs to be some sort of regulation, some sort of legislation to impose stricter controls on these digital advertising platforms. So
if they ever go back to work, Congress is involved. If they ever go back to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's an interesting thing because you're right. I think there's going to be more of that, and it does need to be regulated. I agree with you guys all. Actually, I think it's just going to be more and more and more and more.
Yeah, but we do need Congress and the legislators to understand what this program is, because let's be real, they do not understand Meta.
That's true.
No.
And it'd be like me going to a baker and being like, can you diagnose this pain I'm getting in my appendix area? And they're like, oh, less sugar, eat less sugar. Like they need to go to an actual expert in the field to have them stating their opinion on what should be done and how to do it.
Yep. I totally agree. Because you know what? Why is automation not necessarily the best answer?
Because
people matter.
Because people matter.
Wait.
People matter.
Well, we're in the news segment.
It's okay, Scott. She can stay in the news segment and talk about why people matter. Doesn't
hit
always
my
have to be the
tummy bump.
closer.
Okay.
Got excited.
Good point. I liked it. It was a great transition. It was professional. You're right.
I love how Haley and I are like in like
I was thinking
coordinating
that.
sweaters.
I know.
You guys are.
Mine's BP. Is yours BP?
No, mine's what's it called? You'll know the brand.
Halogen.
Madewell.
Oh, I love Madewell. No, mine's
That's
just
like a
BP
box
today.
sweater. I mean, it's
I know,
not
I love
flattering
it.
on my body at all, but it's
Same, but whatever. I just have black leggings on with it. Okay. People matter. Thanks for listening to the news. We'll be right back with Summer's favorite part, where people also matter, Scott Oshman. It's the wrap up.
You guys are great.
I'm Russ Derringer, CEO and founder of Stradibly. You're listening to Always Off Brand.
Edilsa Bueno, is she just not? Lovely just comes to mind. She's wicked smart, smart. She's just a badass. She's just, she's just got good vibes. She just kind of runs the room. I don't know. She's fabulous. Go hire her, people. Just hire her.
I feel, a little screwed over with the fact that she only had an hour for us. I wanted more of her time. She was so good. She was so insightful. I know we were all over the board with this one today, but that's what I love about consultants is that like you can go everywhere with them because they work with so many different brands and they have so much insight into what huge brands are doing and little brands. And I thought her take on personalization is what everyone needs to be listening to.
Their friction thing, that was interesting. There's a lot
That
of
was interesting.
some slight juicy nuggets. She's sneaky juicy nuggets.
She did, but I appreciate it because at the end of the day, why are we all here?
Haley, why are we all here?
Because people matter.
That's right. And you are listening to Always
Brand.
Please like, please subscribe, please share. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.
But that's not really like a camping. You said camping. That is not a camping thing.
That is camping. People do this all the time.
That is
outdoor
camping.
Oh, yeah.
I'm with Summer on this one. I don't know.
Outdoor
Summer hasn't camped in her life. She doesn't know about camping.
I haven't camped either, really. So I would. That's probably why we're in this camp.
I
know
did
she
when I was
camps?
11, and I did not like it.
You know where she camps? At the 5-star West in downtown Bellevue. That's where
The
she
embassy.
camps.
You know what? I will forever. My claim to fame is that I am not a camper, but I camped in Yosemite in 20-degree weather for 2 days.
Wow.
That was huge for me. No one can talk to me now. They always say I was a glamper, and I was like, but I did Yosemite for 2 days.
That's legit. That's hardcore.